If you can believe it, I camped at this exact spot a week ago and it was 60 degrees, and now we're getting snow. Up at my place, up in North Salt Lake, we've got a good 8-9 inches on the ground today. It's pretty crazy. Check this out. This is way cool though. There are 4 bison right there in our campsite. There's some people tent camping right there, and there's just 4 bison right out their back door. That's pretty cool. Woo. So I know I was just out here last week, but I wanted to come back out here for 2 reasons. Number one, because we have a nice little snowstorm tonight. It's supposed to snow pretty much all through the night. I think the low was down in the 20s, so I wanted to do a winter camping video in the SofTopper to show you kind of how that goes. And then the second reason was, if you've seen my other videos, you know that I have the DAC tent extension that goes off the back of the SofTopper to give me another 1.5 feet of space so that I can do my whole truck camper setup, because this is only a 5.5 foot bed. But I can also sleep in it diagonally and do a regular stealth camper out of it. So I wanted to show you what I've got set up to do just a traditional truck camper setup with it. I've used this setup a couple of times, mainly when I'm out fishing and I'm kind of moving around from place to place. That's when it really comes in handy. Number one, just the tent takes a little bit of time to set up. It's not too bad. But number two, it's just the tent isn't stealthy at all. It's very obvious that somebody's sleeping in there. So sometimes it really comes in handy to just sleep in the back of the truck like this. In a 5.5 foot bed, everybody knows the struggles of that. I've watched all the videos on YouTube of what people have done for their 5.5 foot truck bed campers, and it usually involves building some type of platform and having an offset or something. The big issue that I have is I'm just trying to do a no build as much as possible and keep it very simple. What I've actually got set up, I sleep pretty comfortably on this. I've done a couple trips now where I've had to use this setup, and I sleep really great. So I'll show you what I have set up, and then we'll make some dinner, and then we'll hang out, just enjoy the nice snowfall. It's actually gorgeous out here. This is what I love. There's a couple of keys to building a nice no-build truck camper. And number one is probably the flooring. If you haven't seen my other video where I go over the entire truck camper, go check that one out. But what I've done is I put foam gym mats down as my flooring. Gives me a nice flat surface, but it's also insulated and cushioned. Especially if you're winter camping, that little bit of insulation really makes a big difference, especially if you're sleeping on a pad or anything, stepping down in the middle of the night or putting your feet down on the floor. You don't get cold with this gym foam setup. So these are 1-inch gym foams. They're really easy to take out completely. They're really easy to clean. They're waterproof. They make a lot of sense. A lot of places sell these gym mats. You can get them anywhere pretty much. Most of them are 24 by 24 inches, and then they come in varying thickness. You want to do at least 9 mats. 6 gives you a pretty good area, but for a full-size pickup, 9 allows you to cut out around the wheel wells and completely cover everything. That works really well. The second key to your sleeping setup in a no-build camper is your sleeping pad, or I use a cot when I have the tent on here, but this pad really comes in handy when I just want to sleep in the back of the truck without the tent. This is the Climaloft sleeping pad. Honestly, I've slept on a lot of different pads and tried them out. This is my favorite one by far. Let me crawl back here. It's got this stretch polyester fabric on here with a foam topper. It's just inflatable. It packs down to 3.2 pounds into a little stuff sack, so it works really well if you're going camping, hiking into a camping spot. It's crazy comfortable. A lot of sleeping pads make noise, like this crinkle noise when you're sleeping on it, but this one not so much up here because of that polyester fabric and that foam topper. If you're a stomach sleeper or a side sleeper like me, this is 5 inches thick. Let's see if I can get this side. This is 5 inches thick. I need to put a little more air into it. But it's crazy comfortable if you're a side sleeper. It has an R value of 2.1, but on these gym foam mats, it can definitely be an all-season sleeping mat because you get a little extra insulation from these. Overall, I'm really impressed with this sleeping pad, and it makes sleeping back here a lot more comfortable. I was gonna cook inside tonight. It's not too bad to cook on top of this tote, hang out back there, but we got a little break in the storm and the sun is shining, so I think I'm gonna hang out here and cook up dinner. We got a pretty easy one to cook tonight. I lived in Mexico for about a year, and we used to go to these street vendors, and there's obviously tacos, burritos, all kinds of stuff, but they make these hot dogs, massive hot dogs with all kinds of toppings on them. They would put avocado, jalapenos, tomatoes, all kinds of stuff on there. So one of my favorite things to make camping is I get these steak sausages that I cook up, basically like a Polish hot dog. And then I made some sourdough hot dog buns, and I'm gonna top that with, my favorite is sauerkraut, jalapeno, avocado, and ketchup. A little bit of a gut bomb, but I'm sleeping in here by myself tonight and they're delicious, so I'm gonna go for it. These bison are moving right into camp. There's some more up there. I might have to jump into the truck for a minute if they're gonna move in. This is crazy. I've never camped right next to bison before. If they start getting any closer than this, I'm gonna shut off this grill and get into the pickup. Because I've seen way too many videos of people getting tossed by bison on YouTube. I have never had this experience before. I'm keeping an eye on these guys, but I'm gonna chop up my toppings real quick in case I need to jump in the pickup. Got a little jalapeno lime sauerkraut, and then just some pickled jalapenos. I had to bail on cooking food back there. The bison moved right in on top of me, so I've got a couple right next to the truck. There's one, there's a couple babies down there. So I'm gonna sit in here and enjoy dinner. Good thing I was keeping it easy tonight. All I had to do was warm up those sausages. The nice thing is with this F-150 is I have the workstation, so I have a full eating surface in here. Wasn't able to quite finish getting everything done. All right, let's dig in. That's good. The sourdough buns is what makes that amazing. So I made these sourdough hot dog buns at home today. I started cooking with sourdough maybe 6 months ago now, and I love it. I can't go back to regular store-bought bread for anything. So if hamburger buns, hot dogs, I cook a couple loaves of sourdough for our family every week. Like, it's just, once you have your starter and kind of know the process, it's so easy and so simple. All it is usually just salt, flour, water, and the starter. So it doesn't get any better than that. But these are delicious. I'm surrounded at this point, so I've got 2 back there behind me. Now all these guys off over here to the side. I'm better off just hanging out in here for the time being. Then I'll go to the back and get into the truck bed. I'll get my little heater going and get things cozy back there. You don't realize how massive those things are until you're standing right next to them. This is one of the craziest camping experiences I've ever had. I'm glad I was able to finish cooking because they were coming in quick. I'm making a mess here. I kind of had to throw those together real quick because those bison all of a sudden were surrounding me. So they weren't the prettiest, but they sure tasted good. I think I'll give these guys a couple minutes and I'll try to get out and get into the truck bed. But they're still right behind me. Well, it's not snowing right now, but it is cold, so I'm gonna put the heater up and get the truck bed warm, and then crawl back there and maybe read a book, hang out, watch a show or something. I found that if I put it up on top of the bin off to the side here, then I don't worry about kicking it during the night. I got a little stove fan to put on there. These just run off of the heat. You don't need a battery for these. It works awesome for circulating the air. So you can see the little stove fan, as the heat gets going, it just kicks on automatically, starts working. I bought this one specifically because it came with this little wire bracket to sit on the front of your little Mr. Buddy heaters. So as always, I'll put the link down in the description for this one specifically that comes with the bracket. I do the best to put the links to all my truck camper items down in the description of these videos. So this is how I sleep in here with the tailgate closed. I actually sleep really well on this pad. It's not too bad. It's not as comfortable to hang out back here as when I have the cot and the tent extension on there. But if you're doing a fishing trip or something where you're really only using the back of the bed to sleep, not really to hang out, then this is pretty comfortable. You can definitely sleep back here, no problem. If you're going to do winter camping in a SofTopper, it's obviously not insulated. Highly recommend doing some type of heat source. The portable buddy heater with the fan on it is awesome. It works really well to keep it nice and warm back here. The low tonight I think was in the low 20s. Right now it's about 30 degrees out there. I've had the heater on for about 10 minutes and it's already 41 degrees back here. So we'll let this run for a little bit longer and see how hot we can get it. But it's already comfortable enough that I don't need to wear a jacket or anything back here. I like that I can still use my little table back here. And then can put storage items underneath it in the basket. I usually keep my clothes bag back here with me. And then the heater on this side, putting it up on that tote makes it so I don't worry about hitting it in the night. And then I'm 5'10", I can lay down here fully extended with still quite a bit of room down there by my feet and stretch out. So obviously a 6.5 or an 8-foot bed gives you a ton more room to stretch out and do whatever, but I know there's a lot of people like myself that have a 5.5-foot truck bed that would still want to camp out of it, and so this is a pretty good solution to that. Or if you're in a spot where you can throw the tent extension on there, that's probably the most comfortable way to sleep in a 5.5-foot bed. It's heating up pretty nice back here. We're already at 48 degrees. Hasn't been too long that the heater's running. Honestly, pretty comfortable. This is my old sleeping bag from my scouting days. It's rated for -20 below. You can see that I've got a patch on it from where it hit the heater way back in the day and melted part of it. But I sleep pretty cozy back here, even without the heater. But I'm gonna hang out back here for a little bit and read a book. Then when the sun goes down, I'll watch a show and get ready for bed. I just got out of the truck for a second to brush my teeth, and I didn't realize how cold it was out here because I was so warm in there. I'll show you when you get back in, but the thermometer inside says 60 degrees and outside it's about 30 right now. So there's a nice little wind chill. It's snowing just a little bit, just barely right now. But at least we know we'll sleep nice and cozy inside tonight. If you can do a truck with a tailgate lift, that's definitely the way to go. This heater's working awesome. That's one of the things I wanted to show with this video is even though the SofTopper is not insulated and it's just canvas, with the heat source, you can keep it pretty warm in here. My phone says it's 30 degrees outside. I've had the tailgate open, but I just climbed back in and my thermometer's reading at 57 in here. So significantly warmer than outside and totally doable for winter camping. I've had this down into the teens before using the heater and I do just fine. For being a SofTopper, I can sleep in this pretty comfortably in pretty cold temperatures with the right tools.
So, that works.
Well, I slept pretty good except for the fact that I'm a dummy and I didn't go fill up my propane tank after the last trip. So I woke up about 1 o'clock and it was pretty cold in here. Luckily I had a few of these 1-pound propane tanks that I could put on there. Right now it says 52 degrees in here. Outside we're 30 degrees, so stayed pretty warm, but as soon as you shut off that heater it definitely cools down. Well, I'm gonna change and then make some coffee. We got a little bit of snow last night, but not too bad. So yeah, I wanted to show how I sleep out of this 5.5-foot truck bed with the tailgate up. This setup works really well. Like I said, if you're on the move or you need to stealth camp. It's a little bit harder to stay organized with this setup because you don't have the cot and you can't put storage underneath it, and you're kind of sleeping at an angle, and then you're getting dressed and everything on the floor. So I definitely prefer to use the tent extension on here, but that's not always a possibility. So having a backup plan is always a good thing as well. But it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy sleeping out of the back of here. Every time I go somewhere new, it's fun. The fishing trips that we've done with the boys have been a really good time. It's really nice to just all be contained in one vehicle. I much prefer this over tent camping, mainly because I have those gym foam mats in there. They make it really comfortable. Alright guys, well that was a fun one. I appreciate you for stopping by. I honestly can't thank y'all enough for the support that we've had on the channel. I really didn't expect to have as many subscribers or views on some of the videos in just a few months that we've been doing this. So I'm having a lot of fun doing it. I'm just making videos about stuff that I like to do, and I'm glad that it resonates with some of you all. Comment below some of your favorite camping recipes, and if there's a meal that you want to see me make on the next video, and we'll get it done. I'm gonna get things packed up here and get on the road. Until next time guys, be safe, have a good one. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks for stopping by.